this was all for nothing. Look into people like Marina Abramovich. Look into like the spirit cooking. Look into all this stuff. Everyone's favorite subject right now. And I kind of wanted to take my time with this subject because I think that stuff like this happens like every couple of years. The last like really weird thing that I saw happen with Hollywood was the Mocha Gala with Marina Abramovich. I don't know if I'm saying her name right, but they had some very questionable stuff going on back then. And looking at this whole Balenciaga thing, I'm just wondering why anyone's surprised by this. Like, they've been doing weird shit in our faces this entire time. They put it in music videos. They have these little galas, and everybody gets so caught up with these celebrities on the red carpet, and they do all this stuff. Understandably so, they are upset with the possibility of, Balenciaga with the meaning of the name, which is not new. I believe someone told me about this years ago. We have to start looking into these clothing brands. We have to start looking into all this stuff. But at the same time, we have to ask ourselves a very important question. Do we really want change? Are we really going to demand change? Are we really going to demand answers this time? Because they keep putting it in our face, and every time it gets more and more extreme. So the next time this happens, don't be surprised if it's more extreme than what you saw this time. I don't like it, but I'm not surprised by it. I'm not surprised by it because they consistently do this. It's almost like a psyop to normalize this kind of behavior to you. So you get desensitized to it. And then let's go with the meaning of the name Balenciaga, Ball is King. It translates from like Latin or something like that. I'm not a religious guy, so that doesn't mean anything to me, right? I don't worship I don't recognize anyone's deity. I don't recognize none of that stuff as being real, right? And maybe I could get into that in another video, but I would much prefer not to get into it because I understand that I do have a lot of Christian people that watch my channel, and I choose to actively not want to say something that may be offensive to them, although I'm just speaking on, my perceptions and how I view reality. But I consciously want to make that choice to keep it, because like at the end of the day, like some things are just not worth saying, right? It's not worth me getting into like a big discussion about all of this stuff, right? Not about this Balenciaga, the whole thing, but more about it's not worth me getting into a whole big thing talking about religion, right? Because who cares at the end of the day? Do you? It's your life. This is not the first ad that they came out with that had some weird stuff in it. There was another one where it's like a city, if I can find the picture, I'll put it in here. It was like a cityscape thing. And the woman has her foot up on the desk, and there's more court documents, and then there's a book that has more ridiculous stuff in it. And I'm just like, they have consistently done this. Why do you guys think they went and nuked their Instagrams? Why do you think they nuked all their stuff? Why do you think these fashion designers have gone in and either made their accounts private or deleted all their posts? Because we live in an age now to where more and more people are connected because of things like social media. And the public, we're kind of seeing for the first time that the public can outrule the ruling elite. And we're seeing this, and even with Twitter right now with Elon Musk, I think that we are seeing this as they are testing to see, how people actually, or what people actually think about stuff and what people actually want, right? They're trying to, it's like they're testing. It's like a test. It's like a beta test, a pilot program, whatever you want to call it. But with this Twitter and free speech thing and the Twitter files and everything that's going on with that right now, trust me, that is them just testing and seeing how the public will actually respond to something, right? We can take it as a step in the right direction, but let's not forget that Elon is in the same circles as the ruling elite, and I don't think that he's going to go much different in terms of like narrative from what they want, right? Because ultimately, the government can shut him down if they really want to, right? unless he like left the country and went somewhere and moved all his stuff, right? But if he's going to operate here, the government ultimately has supreme control. And I think with this Twitter thing, they're trying to see what people are actually trying to do. And here's the other thing that people don't really understand is the government is not allowed to lie to us, right? They can't lie to us, but they can deceive us, and they have been deceiving us openly. And I think in the past couple of years, it's gotten more blatant because I think people are so brainwashed to where you can tell them almost anything and they're probably going to go with it. It's only a small percent of the population that is resisting this kind of Orwellian control over society, where people are like, no, I'm not putting that into my body. No, I'm not going to follow your mandates. I have a right to my bodily autonomy. I have the right to all of these things. And it's just now that we're really seeing people starting to fight back with this stuff. How this all ties into Balenciaga is you have to understand that, because like if I come out and just say like what it is, nobody's going to believe me. I have to put you on a path to where you can make a choice to where you want to discover the truth or you simply don't. You have to understand that the universe itself is run off certain symbolisms, right? There's certain symbols or certain things that govern how the universe operates. And the ruling elite know this, right? So I'm just going to put it to you like this. What the ruling elite does with reality is they put sprinkles and flavorings on top of reality. So when you get a bite of reality, you think that this is what reality actually is. You're like, oh, this is reality. And then they tell you that it's fake. Well, like, none of this is real. Like, all of this is mere illusion. And you've been seeing this more and more and more and more being pushed on the people that reality may be fake, like all of this stuff. But when you can strip away their flavorings of reality and see what it actually tastes like, then you'd be like, oh, this is what it actually is. It's not these flavors. Because in any case, they had to put that flavoring into your mind to get you to think that this is what reality is. So at the end, what it winds up being is you just tricking yourself. But if you become aware to what, the ruling elite, I don't like to give them that much credit, but let's just call them that for the sake of this video. If you understand like how reality actually works, then whenever, even like commercials, right? Whenever you see a commercial, you'll see the symbolism. You'll see what they're trying to do to you. And then you can make a choice to where you want to participate or you don't want to participate. But at the end, you still made a choice. Whether they deceived you or not, you still made a choice. You still chose to be in that position. And this is why nothing ever happens to these people. But if we become aware of how reality actually works, if we become aware that all of our consciousness is connected at some level, then we can collectively make a better world, right? No one's coming down here to save us. None of that bullshit's going to happen. We have to actively choose to and decide that we want change. People are going to burn Balenciaga today, and then in 6 months from now, or Balenciaga is going to do something to get the forgiveness of the collective consciousness of people. Then this was all for nothing. This was all for nothing. Look into people like Marina and Brockovich. Look into like the spirit cooking. Look into all this stuff. And you look into these galas. Look into the symbolism behind these galas. Okay? And then you will clearly see how this is being ran. And you will clearly see that you are being deceived. Now, guys, if you have any questions, comments, concerns about this video, I know I said a lot. Comment down below. Let's have a discussion about it. Until next time, I'll see you guys. Peace.